salam jumpa kembali di channel Luli Kania. Terima kasih banyak pada Anda semua yang telah hadir di channel ini. Semoga Anda semua selalu berbahagia dan selalu ada dalam berkah kesehatan, juga pelindungan dari Tuhan Yang Maha Kuasa. Amin. Masih ingatkah dengan Elkan Baggot, pemain Timnas Indonesia yang sekarang bermain di Liga 1, Liga Inggris? Dia membela klub Blackpool dan selalu menjadi starter bermain penuh 90 menit ya. Banyak sekali dari para pendukung Timnas Indonesia merindukan sosok Elkan Baggot ini dan berharap bisa kembali memperkuat Timnas Indonesia di kualifikasi Piala Dunia Round 3. Seperti yang kita tahu, Elkan Baggot memperkuat Timnas Indonesia di saat Timnas kita mau masuk Piala Asia saja susah ya. Jadi jangan meragukan jiwa nasionalismenya. Karena Elkan Baggot pun tidak pernah melupakan Timnas Indonesia sampai saat ini. Seperti yang baru-baru ini ada sebuah podcast dan Elkan sebagai bintang tamunya, berbicara tentang kekuatan mental dan penetapan tujuan karirnya. Dan dia pun bercerita tentang pertandingan penting bersama Timnas Indonesia. Mari kita simak video selengkapnya.
Welcome to Brand Stories, a podcast where we delve into the journeys behind the brands. Today we're at Bloomfield Road, home of Blackpool Football Club. In this episode, we have a very special guest, Elkan Baggot, professional footballer at Blackpool FC. We'll talk football, mental strength and goal setting. From handling career pressures to building a future beyond football, this is a conversation you won't want to miss. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So to get started, could you please tell us about when you decided that football was your career, that's what you wanted to do?
It was more kind of something I just fell into. So I loved football as a kid. Yeah, I played for my school team. Earliest memories probably when I was 6, primary school team, and then I came over here. So that was when I was living in Indonesia. Came over here. My dad got in contact with a local Sunday league team and played for them. Just loved football, but it's never something as a kid that I thought I'd be doing professionally. I had other aspirations, but it was more of, now I've got this opportunity. So when I joined Ipswich, the academy, it was like I should just dedicate everything to it because you only get that opportunity once. Whereas if I went down another career path, I could always do that if football failed, for example.
With social media platforms, you've obviously got social media accounts and you're active on there. How important is it for you to take time away from something like that to sort of mentally recharge? Do you think about things like that?
Yes, only because I've had an experience with Twitter. So a few years ago, I'd play a match and then I'd come into the changing room. The first thing I'd look at is Twitter and see how people think I've done, and it's such a toxic behaviour. So thankfully I realised that and I've deleted Twitter. But like you say, it's really important to stay away from the social media. Because it's not just me, but probably 95% of footballers I think will always look to see people with judgment on you, which obviously if you're playing well it's good.
Yeah.
But if you're not, it can be quite tough mentally to get through. So the way I've done it, I've deleted Twitter, Instagram. I don't have notifications on. So it's more going on there by choice rather than seeing things and reacting. So yeah, it's like you say, really, really important to stay away from that.
Has there been a game that was really important for you to perform because perhaps there's certain family members there, or old coaches, or has there ever been a moment like that?
Yeah, I would say probably the most important game I've played in is probably when I played for Indonesia. That was the first time we
permainan
qualified for the
terpenting
Asian
baginya.
Cup in, I think, it might be wrong, but 30 years. I think it was a long time. And we played Iraq.
Sweet, yeah.
And just, that's probably the game I felt the most pressure
Yeah.
going into, just because the importance and how much it meant to,
Yep.
you know, all the Indonesians.
Pasti ya.
Yeah, that game.
Wow. I can't
Wow.
imagine. When you go back
Luar
to the
biasa.
changing room then, sort of win or lose, if you win, I imagine, you're buzzing off the walls, you're loving life. But how do you sort of regroup yourself on a personal level to wrap your head around it? But then your teammates, how does that work when you go back into the room after a game?
So you say it depends on the result.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you say, if you win, it's great. It's more celebrations. Unless you've won and you know you've not played well, like as a team, then I think the conversation is like, we got away with one today. We need to do this better. But if it's a loss, again, it depends how you performed in that loss. So if you were by far like the worst team and you deserved to lose the game.
Yeah. Would you, or could you come up with one piece of advice for mental resilience that you could perhaps give a player coming into the game now?
Oh.
Would probably say never get too high or never get too low.
Yeah.
I think that keeps you quite mentally neutral and balanced. So if you're going on the resilience aspect, I'd say that's never getting too high or never getting too low. That will help keep you smooth sailing, I think.
Oke.
I like it.
Berdasarkan
It'd be interesting
pengalamannya
to
berarti
know,
ya
so
ini luar biasa.
when you join a club, how much sort of choice do you have over how you manage your social media channels, things like that? Do the PR come into it? How does that work?
So there's a media team at every club. They won't have any control over your social media. I think our social medias is, unless you have a lot of followers and you do have like a personal PR company, they will run your Instagram for you or whatever social medias. I used to have a company that did that for me with the Indonesian followers and that. But now I don't, and it's, you post whatever you want to post. But, we do recognise the fact that you can't obviously post some things.
Yes, of course.
So to answer directly back to your question, I'd say we're in control, but we also know that there is a line you can't cross.
Sure, totally.
Ya, semoga saja karir Elkan Baggot di Liga Inggris makin bersinar ya, dan semoga juga harapan para pendukung Timnas Indonesia untuk Elkan Baggot kembali memperkuat Timnas Indonesia di Piala Dunia, kualifikasi Piala Dunia round 3 ini mudah-mudahan bisa terkabul ya. Dan satu pelajaran yang bisa kita ambil dari obrolan Elkan Baggot tadi, bahwa memperkuat mental para pemain itu adalah tugas para pendukung tentunya ya, karena seperti kita dengar ceritanya tadi, bahwa setelah pertandingan para pemain akan melihat media sosial dan di sana keluarlah komentar-komentar positif untuk yang bermain baik dan mungkin komentar-komentar yang negatif apabila pemain itu bermain buruk, dan itu sangat mempengaruhi mental ya. Dan kita yang telah mengetahui cerita ini seharusnya melihat baik ataupun buruk permainan mereka di lapangan itu adalah hasil perjuangan mereka ya, karena mereka pun tidak mungkin tidak berjuang. Mereka berjuang habis-habisan saat berada di lapangan, apalagi saat membela negaranya ya, terutama Timnas Indonesia kita ini. Jadi harusnya kita dukung penuh apa yang mereka lakukan, jangan sampai menjatuhkan mental mereka, karena tentunya akan berdampak nantinya kepada permainan-permainan mereka berikutnya. Nah, ini yang penting sekali untuk kita jaga ya. Sampai di sini lulikannya teman waktu Anda. Semoga menjadi informasi yang menarik dan bermanfaat untuk Anda simak. Sampai jumpa lagi di next video. Terima kasih banyak.